We're on the grid then for the HMT Racing Stock Twins and Super Twins. Lining up on pole position is Johnny Towers, number 17. Johnny, of course, having a fantastic end of the season. Brad Peary here, number 97, looking set to finish in the runners-up spot in the championship. No James Folkard. Gap on third. Second row there, last year's champion Sam Wilford. And of course, we've got number 69 there, Keelan Irwin, who's on the bike that James Folkard was on last year in the Stock Twins, in the Super Twins. Yeah, Stock Twins, we'll get it right in a minute. Dan Taylor pretty much just needs to finish this one to be crowned champion.
Of course, there he is, number 26, last year's Mini Twins champion. There's Paul Cumbin, late to the grid. Mick Riddle, number 44, number 60, Greg Madero. Johnny Towers on pole, who's been on great form at the end of this season. Brad Peary, easy to pick out there with the pink helmet, former Super Team, of course. And a good start from Brad Peary as well as we get away from the line. You can see number 1, last year's champion Sam Wilford just coming up to the inside, and then the Street Fighter mixed in with them as well. 81 is Paul Cunvin as they tip into the right-hander. Now James Folkard's bike is out there, but James Folkard isn't. He is the reigning, or the new, HMT Racing Super Twin champion. His bike has been handed over to Keelan Irwin, number 69, who's there in third place. So he's got a chance, the young Irishman. It's Brad Peary that leads from Johnny Towers and Keelan Irwin, then Paul Cunvin and Sam Wilford. Real mixture of machinery there at the front as Mark Biswell goes through as well, who spent most of yesterday fixing his bike after a crash in free practice, or say free practice, just practice in general on Friday. Charlie Oakland goes through. There is also number 63, George Anderson, Andrew Castle as well, and then number 188, David Carson from Northwich on the 2 Daves Racing Kawasaki. So it's Brad Peary that leads this one down the back straight ahead of Johnny Towers. The pair of them have broken away already from the 2 Aprilia 550s. That is Sam Wilford, last year's champion, underneath Keelan Irwin. And then we've got Paul Cunvin leading the Street Fighters. And congratulations to Paul Cunvin, who picked up the Street Fighters Championships yesterday, the Street Fighter Championship and the Extreme. Matt Rangeley just going underneath Keelan Irwin there, and then there was Dan Taylor. Dan Taylor, I'll tell you what, he made a pig's ear of yesterday as we see Sam Cox going underneath George Anderson, number 63. Dan only needed to really finish a couple of races yesterday to be crowned champion, and he didn't manage it, failed to finish both. Greg Madero got enough points to take us into another day, and so now Dan is faced with the same task once more. The Schofield family, who are here in their numbers, and I should just say a special thanks to Neil, who's racing in this, and his family for, well, not putting me up last night, but putting up with me last night as we watched the rugby together. There's millions of them. They had the T-shirts out celebrating Dan Taylor's championship, a little too premature yesterday. They got put back in the cellophane, and Dan Taylor here will have another crack at it today. So far, so good for him. There's Paul Cumbin there, you just saw, Royal Air Force rider going underneath Sam Wilford. Here is Brad Peary, number 97 from Kendall on the Diamond H Racing Kawasaki. Up ahead then of Johnny Towers, the Team Edge Racing RST sponsored man. I say sponsored, he's of course one of the big men as part of the RST clothing group. So many riders across the world running the RST leathers. Brad Peary at the moment just up ahead then of Johnny Towers. This race is going pretty well pleased too. They're breaking away from Sam Wilford and co. Matt Rangeley at the moment it is in 4th place, and then after Matt Rangeley we have Dan Taylor, who's obviously leading the Stock Twins at the moment. Matt Biswell just going into the hairpin. There is number 19, Neil Schofield, as I just mentioned, from Barnsley. I used to say Barnsley, but I've got to say Barnsley apparently, or Barnsley. I don't know. I'm not from there, am I? How am I supposed to know? But anyway, thanks again to that group. This is Bradley Peary that leads. The pink helmet for that Aprilia Super Team rider. You might remember him from a couple of seasons ago. He battled with Zach Corduroy for that championship. Here's a problem for number 69 as Keelan Irwin goes straight on over at Redgate and pulls straight out of the race. And so that's a shame for Keelan and the Scott Motorcycles Aprilia 550. Obviously a problem with that. There are the 2 leaders going through, Peary and Towers, then Paul Cunvin, who leads the Street Fighters, and then Sam Wilford is number 1, 93 is Matt Rangeley, and 26 is Dan Taylor, then Greg Madero, Greg, who's been keeping Dan Taylor very honest indeed. Madeiro at the moment in a clear second place overall in the Stock Twins Championship, ahead of Charlie Oakland, Aaron Bradley and Neil Schofield. Peary at the moment, who of course is on to finish in second place in the Super Twins Championship, but coming into this weekend he was only 6 points ahead of Dan Taylor. It'll be more than that now because of the results for Dan Taylor here yesterday at Donington Park. From here of course we move on to Cadwell next month in Lincolnshire. Who's going to get the result here in this race then, as the two leaders head up towards Goddard? This is Charlie Oakland, number 23, up ahead of Bradley. Further back there, number 12 and 119. 12 is Luke Mamet. And quite see, 119 is Jack Reed as well. There is 56 on 19. Blimey, Neil Schofield. You know, Neil was actually saying, no, you never see me on TV. Well, we're seeing plenty of you today, mate. You've got loads of TV coverage here at the moment. Ryan Redfern, that was, up ahead of him, as those two guys battle it out in the Stock Twins. Dan Taylor at the moment looking pretty good then for championship number 2. Just in the background there you can see Sam Cox at 54, up ahead of Mick Riddle, number 44. Mick from Coningsby, of course, riding for the Royal Air Force Motorsports Association as ever. Still the same result at the front. That looks like, is that Andy Driver I could just see in the background there? It's just been lap number 88, Andy Driver on the Muzz, the Sundridge Windows backed Muzz, hand built by himself. Andy Driver, who gives us a hand off circuit as well. Both him and Keith have come in very handy to the ThundersportGB crew over the last few years. He's having some fun out there. He's blowing the cobwebs away. Paul Cunvin, number 81, up ahead then of Sam Wilford. Both of these guys champions at some point in their Thundersport careers. Sam Wilford last year, of course, and at the moment goes underneath Paul Cunvin. He's looking to win the 450 championship, Sam Wilford, this season. Paul Cunvin has already done his business. Cunvin then will start the last lap trying to fight with Sam Wilford. They're not even in the same championship and they're dicing, but Brad Peary's broken away now from Johnny Towers. That was a good lap from Peary. 39 into the low 39s. Lap record's been destroyed again. I tell you what, you'd be hard pushed to find a class this weekend at Donington Park that hasn't broken a lap record. The pace has been hot as we look here at the IDWE backed machine of Sam Wilford, and Paul Cumber's not giving up on this. Paul is on a 600 and has obviously decided, I'm not having this 550 beat me. There's Greg Madeiro now coming under a bit of late pressure from Mick Riddle. And as it stands, Dan Taylor is on for the Stock Twins Championship. This man here will take another win in the Super Twins. Could have been a different story for him in the championship had he not had a few falls and a few mechanicals along the way. Most of the time mechanical issues, but when his bike is at it, Brad Peary normally is as well. He's got no James Folkard to play with here this weekend though. May well have probably been a dice between him, Folkard and Towers, you have to think. Worth James racing in this one, but James is out in the GP1 class here this weekend, and this is the battle that continues between Sam Wilford and Paul Cunvin. Paul Cunvin now is going to have to try and use the power edge on the exit here of the foggy S's and can't find a way through. Here comes Sam Wilford into the Melbourne loop. Paul Cunvin's putting everything into this as he gets early on the power. Now into the final turn. Brad Peary's going to take the win, number 97. Another one for him, and he's done that with relative ease across the line. Johnny Towers, we wait for in second place, has just eased up in the closing stages. And Brad Peary there, a bit twitchy across the line. He obviously enjoyed that. Here comes, Paul Cunvin's decked out and he's lost it. Cunvin there has crashed over at Goddard. He put his arm up to say he's okay and he sort of trundles away as if you'd never known he'd fallen off his machine. That's a shame for him. He's already been crowned champion. We'll speak to him later, hopefully. Brad Peary wins from Johnny Towers and Sam Wilford. Matt Rangeley fourth, and Dan Taylor is the Stock Twins champion there with that fifth place ahead of Sam Cox. Top three then, now you see them, Peary, Towers and Wilford. Dan Taylor wins the Stock Twins race and the championship ahead of Greg Madeiro and Max Dixon. And in the Street Fighters, it's Riddle, Biswell and Castle.
Brad Peary getting towards the end of the season now. We weren't sure whether we were going to see you here, obviously with James having wrapped up the championship, but Johnny Towers certainly kept you honest there.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good ride. Like, I mean, I try to get finish all the races, like, so, I was doing alright, and then yesterday Johnny kept me on both races, like, so I knew today wouldn't be so easy, like, but we plodded on, and he's fast, like, he really is a fast guy, and he's fair as well, but no, I felt confident off the start, and then I was going around, like, and it was good, and then and coming with line, I was pretty ecstatic, like, so yeah, it's all good, like, and it was alright, like, hope it'll be the same next race as well.
Who would you like to thank, Brad?
I've got loads of sponsors, CS Tuning, Wayne Sanderson, Torridge Roofing, Brian Gregg, Chaplows, Mark Hill and Dawn, my mum and dad, my dad fabricating a fantastic airbox, Chaplows, just RST, just absolutely everyone that's put everything into it, especially mum and dad, because it's been real hard in the last couple of weeks, but I think we're alright. Cheers.
Winner of the Street Fighters, Mick Riddle. Mick, nice to, at some point towards the end of the season, get yourself on this top step. Paul obviously went sailing down the road. You've wrapped up second in the championship as well. You must be delighted.
Yeah, we're out there for a lot of fun, to be honest. Championship sorted. Some would say I only win when Paul Cumbin crashes, and they'd be absolutely right this year. Paul's been in a class of his own, to be honest, in Street Fighters this year, and he should be on a 600, to be honest, but been doing it in the elites. But it's been a great year. And fantastic weather here this weekend.
Anyone to thank at all?
Yeah, the RAF Motorsports Association, Ian Baldy, Superbike Photography, Motul Oils have helped us this year a great deal as well. And that's it really. Thanks very much.
Dan Taylor, a big smile on your face, and it wasn't the case yesterday. Do you know they had these Thundersport championship winning T-shirts out twice yesterday and had to pack them back away again? You had everyone sweating.
Yeah, yesterday really did not go according to plan. I was hoping to do in the first race, obviously then the second race. Finally done it now, haven't we? So in this one, I just basically put my head down, trying to keep it smooth. Kept looking behind me. I was gapping Greg, so I just needed to finish 13th overall. So I want to win it to prove that I'm champion.
That's 2 championships in 2 years now, so many congratulations. Who would you like to thank?
I've got sponsors. Direct Commercials, the biggest sponsor, helped me out a lot this year doing all the entries. Shane Brocklehurst Transport, again, helped me financially. Northlinks Components helped me with tyres. Father for rebuilding a bike yesterday. Mum, Lucky Charms, saying just take it steady. We took it a bit steady today. Ellen, she's always been there for me, even though she's not here this weekend. The Schofields, Lee, Paul, everybody that's helped out, it's been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and well done to Dan Taylor. Don't go anywhere, folks. Coming off of the break, race 2 for the Aprilia RRV 450s.